Moving on now, dozens of Sydney residents and mayors are rallying outside of Parliament in opposition to the New South Wales government's housing reforms. Our New South Wales political reporter Julia Bradley is there. Julia, just describe for us what it is that people are really unhappy about.
Well, they are, Ash. The Save Greater Sydney Coalition organised today's protest outside of Parliament, bringing together residents and mayors who are angry over the New South Wales government's reforms to housing. Announced before Christmas, the New South Wales government is planning to rezone land near dozens of train stations and also within 800 metres of town centres in order to increase density and deliver greater housing supply now that they have to meet ambitious housing targets which have been agreed nationally. But there is some support for the proposal. However, a lot of councils have expressed their distaste at the fact they feel that they were not properly consulted and they believe they're better placed to be able to decide where new houses should go. I'm joined by David Reynolds, who's a committee member of the coalition. David, why the protest today?
First, there was a lot of people that were surprised by the housing announcement, and the housing announcement was said to address a housing crisis. These plans are not addressing a housing crisis because there is nothing in these proposals that address affordable housing. There's nothing in here that addresses social housing. This is the real crisis point. There are 173,000 empty dwellings across Sydney. There is a construction crisis where there is an inability of builders to be able to provide or build dwellings that they can sell because of the cost of construction, the cost of finance, the cost of labour and the cost of acquisition. This makes it unviable for the construction industry to deliver buildings. This is where the crisis is. It is not in the dwellings.
What do you say to people who suggest you're NIMBYs for protesting the government's plans?
We quite welcome development done well, but it has to be in the right places. These development plans will allow 8-storey developments in any suburban centre that has a full-service supermarket, whether it has a train line or not. There are many other aspects of this that are just don't add up from a housing crisis point of view.
Thanks for your time, David. We've also today, during this protest, heard from the opposition leader, Mark Speakman.
The first thing you've got to do is engage with local communities through their local councils. Let local communities identify where there is space for extra supply. Let them identify what extra schools and hospitals and public transport and roads and sewerage you need.
Now, the ambitious housing targets that the Minns government must meet is 75,000 new homes each year over the next 5 years. The government says their proposal is the right one.
The Minns government is getting on with the task of confronting the housing crisis that we inherited from the previous government. We've announced major reforms that will drive the delivery of more well-located, well-designed and more well-built homes right across Greater Sydney, across New South Wales, close to transport, close to jobs, close to amenity, close to services.
Residents, mayors, councillors who are against these proposals say they'll continue to voice their opposition to it before these reforms come into effect on the 1st of April. Ash?
Julia Bradley, thank you.